What's up, guys? You know who it is. Midwest Tour Review here, back again. Well, there's the Kohler K241. All the other components sitting over there on the floor. I've got went to Walmart, picked up some of this Super Clean. This is not a sponsored video, but Super Clean. Hope it works out. I did some research and looked at Purple Power, looked at Totally Awesome from the Dollar Tree, looked at a lot of different cleaners and what people, or degreasers, and what people had to say, and they said that the Super Clean was the best. So we went and got some Super Clean. We got the tractor, the transmission here, got the frame there, sprayed it all down. You can see the rainbow effect on there, which shows the chemical breaking down the grease. And I don't know, I mean, I've used Super Clean in the past, but this is a lot of grease, so I don't know how well it's gonna work. And I've watched a lot of videos, and I guess I should say this, a lot of people talk about cleaners, but they always use brushes and things like that to agitate it. And while the power washer, which is what I'm going to use, is going to do essentially the same thing in a way, because it's going to use power, obviously fluid power, in order to break everything free. I don't think you can measure a cleaner's performance based upon you incorporating agitation with the cleaner. You can't assess how well the cleaner works by using agitation in conjunction with the chemical. So I look at like how well does the cleaner break down the grease when it's just sitting there, and the better test would be running just a soft stream of water over it and seeing how well everything comes off. But so I just want to put that out there and just being honest about the review. All right, let's see. You got to build. Well, that's a soft stream of water there. You guys can see. So yeah, that kind of shows you right there. The power washer hasn't get all the air out the line yet. Starting to pick up now, but under low pressure, Super Clean did a pretty good job at getting everything loosened up. Here we go. And I know these transmissions, I don't know how old the seal is or gasket or whatever they used back then. So we're gonna have to change the fluids out anyway, so if any water does get in there, we'll take care of it at a later date. There we go. This is a really heavy area here inside there by the steering column. shut the power washer off here. By the way, guys, I got my Brunt workwear boots on. These are the Marins, not the high top ones, but the, I guess, low top, kinda mid top, I don't know. But I've been wearing these for the last 30 days and they are working out really well. I'm not telling you any more about them until I finish out my time period, which is what I said I was going to do before I talk about these boots and the quality of them and whatnot. So, but stay tuned for that future video. So, what's my thoughts? Well, the grease is really on there. So, I don't necessarily know that it would be a complete fair test, because this stuff is really thick. And I don't care what you have in terms of cleaner and how strong it is. I don't necessarily know that without some form of agitation that it's going to remove the amount of grease that I've got. So I think in general, in terms of getting everything broken free, initially the Super Clean did a great job. I can say that. I think with the second application, which is what I'm going to do right now, I got to clean out the bottle a little bit. I think with the second application, we may get some even better results than what we've got. And I've got to look around my shop here and see if I've got a brush that I don't mind destroying with grease. But I need to agitate that stuff a little bit more. And I was at Walmart and I failed to grab some SOS pads, some steel wool pads. I should have grabbed that, and I told myself before I left I was going to do that, and totally spaced when I got there. It happens. So I wonder if we've got a brush. Sad part is I don't even know where to look. I know I've got metal brushes, but I don't want to use a metal brush on it. I don't know of any harder brushes that I have. I don't think I got anything. I don't think I do. Nope. Let's see. Just kind of looking at some of my boxes. Sorry, I'm not very vocal today. Nope, not near either. Okay, so see, all I have is metal brushes. I don't want to use a metal brush on there. I mean, I know a steel wool, it's got steel, but it's a softer steel wool, right? It's not heavy. I don't know, let's see. Maybe we'll use this one here. The bristles are not quite as, the diameter of the bristles are not quite as big as the other brush. And maybe we'll inflict less damage. Cause see, look how thick that is at the bottom. Like this is, it's really on there. I'll let it sit for like 5 minutes. Let it sit for like 5 minutes too. I'm trying to increase the fan on this. Don't get this shit in your eyes, I'll tell you that much. Stuff is strong. I've seen all the other videos that I've watched, a lot of their applications, it didn't appear that they had as much grease on their items as I did, but maybe they did, and maybe that's why they had to agitate it as well. I don't know. I can't say. The engineer in me just says, hey, if you really want to see how well something works, then eliminate as many variables as possible, and then you can truly assess how well something works. So the brush or SOS pad would be inevitably another variable. and you'd have to factor that in. Oh, I know what I could do. Hopefully the glare is not too bad for you guys. And if sad, you know, not sad I guess, but the reality of it is I've got to get all this stuff off of it because I'm going to be painting this tractor. Every part of it is getting painted. So I guess really, if I think about that, does it really matter if I use a metal brush? I don't know. Maybe I need to let this sit on here a little bit longer too. Well, I told you guys when I pulled this, when I brought it home, it was a legitimate barn find. This thing sat forever. I wish I knew. It's hard to date code it with all the dirt. Need a paleontologist over here. All right, let's see. See, like all that. Look at that. Look at that. Can you guys? Oh, I'm not even in the camera frame. Let's look at that. Just caked on there. If anything, all this oil and dirt and grease and grit, if anything, it preserved what was there, right? It didn't allow the body or whatever, the housings, to get completely rotted out. I mean, there's light surface rust, but I mean, it's very light. It's like what you would expect from an item that's a couple years old that's been set outside. It is no way. Oh, so speaking of which, I want to talk about age. So I joined a forum, a Cub Cadet forum, and I put all my information on there. I researched it myself, and I thought I was pretty confident. Come to find out, I was spot on. But I put the tractor serial number and all that stuff out there, and a couple people commented and confirmed what I had found. But the tractor is from 1970, and it was built in the April-May time frame. I think it was like towards the end of April, so it would have came out or been sold or released for sale in May. So it was 1 month prior. So it is a 50, what is that? 52-year-old tractor. So I don't know if that's impressive or not. I don't know. I mean, we don't even know if it runs. You may, and for someone who's just watching, you may say, what? What do you mean you don't know if it runs? Well, I'll tell you real quick. So we don't know if it runs because the wiring harness for this old girl is so badly degraded. There's the casting number for the block, for the housing. But the wiring harness is so badly degraded that if I tried to put a battery on it and started it, I probably would have caught it on fire, along with my shop and everything else. So that wasn't happening. And from all the comments that I had seen on the International Harvester website, or the Cub Cadet website, people had talked about these things being barn burners because the wiring would get degraded over time, and guys would run them and then park them, and then they would short or something like that, and then you would have a fire. So that being said, I had to pull the whole wiring harness off the tractor. It's actually inside my house right now, in my office, I'm gonna go get wire. And so I was looking for wire. That's another subject. So I was looking for copper wire, you know? I don't want anything other than copper. And so there's something called CCA. Now I've worked with CCA in my prior life, which is copper cladded aluminum. And I don't want copper cladded aluminum. I want pure copper wiring. And so when I went on Amazon and eBay, I could only find, the majority of them were copper cladded aluminum. There was obviously some copper, pure copper wiring, and but it was very expensive. So I said to myself, okay, do I want to spend that kind of money or come up with an alternative idea? And the resourcefulness in me and the cheapness, more or less, said, yeah, you want to come up with something better, James. So what I ultimately decided to do is I'm going to go to my local salvage yard and I'm going to find a car or a truck where I can obtain the wiring, and I'm going to pull several feet of wire from that tractor or that vehicle. It may be 5-10 feet of wiring. I'm going to pull it from that vehicle, and then that way I'll have good copper wire, and I will have multiple gauges, because some of these wires are 12 gauge, some of them are 14, etc. And I want to make sure that I have multiple gauges depending on what I'm trying to do. And that will be the cheapest way for me to do it, because I got buddies at the salvage yard. So I won't be paying a lot of money for it, and it'll come out far cheaper than what it would be for me to go online and buy it. So okay, so we're gonna let that sit. I gotta go do some work in the house, so we're gonna let that sit, and then we'll finish power washing it up, and then go from there. But yeah, guys, so this is just a quick little power washing video. I got more components to do. I'm just starting with these now because they're out here and they're the messiest ones. But we still got to do the engine, the dash, the housing, everything. We got to do all of it. So, but the engine, we have to pull the starter generator off, and we have to mask off any areas that we don't want water to unintentionally get into. So yeah, that's gonna be the last thing we probably end up doing, but she needs a bath as well. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.